Okay, welcome to part 5. This is Streets of Hope, I believe. This will be just a lone mission. It's quite long. Not necessarily because it's difficult, but mostly because you have to wait for the targets that you have to kill, which is pretty much 6, to walk into positions. So as you see here, I just walked in the alleyway. You're fairly free to run freely in this mission, and once I get the disguise here, you're pretty much free to run around. Right here, I grab the gas can and I wait a little bit, as you can see, because the mechanic hasn't quite moved in position yet. As you see there, I throw it. If you do throw it and you don't get a alert, just run over, pick it up, throw it again, same corner. Just make sure that mechanic, you'll see him come out in a second, goes there. Make sure you subdue him if you want to save your points. If you use the fibre wire on him, it'll be I think it'll be a civilian casualty. I'm not quite sure how they gauge those. I haven't really paid too much attention. Funnily enough, I was playing the next mission in this campaign, and I actually realised that you could use instinct. I just didn't know. I assumed that you just didn't have any, and it turns out you can. So feel free to use instinct at any time when you think it will help you out. I have been using none whatsoever, and it's been doing okay for me, but obviously there were sections in the next mission where I had to, and I'll explain them to you later. Anyway, back to the on point. Run down the back to the convenience store and run on the side door. It doesn't matter if you go in the front door, to be honest, but probably quicker. Turn on the radio, wait for her to move over, and walk up and just garrot him. It doesn't matter where you do it, just do it, and dump him in the closet just to get a little bit of bonus points. If you're doing this on about par with me, like how fast I'm doing it, then everything will fall into place just nicely. I will get the evidence to boost my score, a mere 3,200 points, but you know, that's what you do for the leaderboards. Anyway, we run back down the alley, and we're going to go back inside the garage. Same method. You won't get spotted pretty much for the most part using mechanic, only a couple of spots. You see there's one spot up here that actually cost me a few retries, being a sneaky devil trying to get the evidence with the mechanic sitting right there. And you see I hug the wall and just walk over, pick it up, turn around. Now pretty much just stand where I stand over in this corner. He shouldn't notice you. When he does, basically just when he turns around, just follow him down, and don't go in front of him. The cops won't spot you as a mechanic, but obviously the mechanics will, so try to avoid them if you can. Following this path, you shouldn't have any problems with that. Basically when he turns, walk in, pull out your fibre wire, wait for the door to shut, and just garrot him. Make sure that the X icon is up there, or if you're playing this on PC, the garrot icon, whatever that may be, so that you don't get into a fist fight with him, because that happens quite a bit, unfortunately. Anyway, the mechanic will be gone now once you've stored him away, and it leaves one more target to go. So we're just going to walk around and be careful not to run out here. As you can see, there'll be a mechanic sitting there having a chat with the police officer. He takes a little while. Only once out of the several times that I played this was he not there, so in all likelihood he will be standing there, and you will be forced to stand here for a little bit, but he will turn around and walk away in the second. So while we're waiting, yeah, I was doing Dexter Industries, sorry, and that proved to be quite frustrating, very hard, so I guess I'm getting into the harder end of it, And in other news, I'll try to get these out as fast as possible, but my save corrupted today when I was playing Dexter Industries, and end up costing me all my challenges and that, so I want to redo those. Shouldn't take too long though, because I know most of them now. Okay, so obviously if you can follow the path I just took there and move quickly, just run, it doesn't matter. The quicker you move the better. The cops aren't going to do anything about it. You'll notice that the last target, whatever his name may be, is over there. You can use your right bumper still to find out where the targets are. Just put the plug on the fence and basically just sit here and wait for him to finish his call and come back through the fence. When he does that, we'll just click it and pretty much straight to the exit from there. Shouldn't take too long. Don't worry about the cop. He'll become suspicious of the death, but he won't worry about you. And also, one thing that I learnt was just give it a second after he dies and make sure that the sparks aren't still flying, because that'll end in a ragdoll death. So, as you see there, I turn it on and he's like, hey, sparking fence, I'm going to run into it. Yep, good one. Yes, so that's pretty much it for this part of the mission. The next part was probably a little trickier, to be honest. There's a lot of enemies, but the easy thing about the next part is that once you get the barber disguise, you are basically impervious to being spotted at all by anybody. So that's a nice luxury to have as a hitman. Anyway, just quickly walk across there. You might almost get spotted, or you might. Make sure you haven't got a weapon out, it might help not to. If you have an item, throw it, but if you don't, just pick up the bottle. I do that, but doesn't matter, there's more items to come. Jump up on the ledge as quick as you can. They might spot you, they might not. They didn't once for me. But keep going up the ledge and into the bedroom window. Just here. Moving on through here, we're just gonna get the bottle that I picked up, throw it in the corner, and wait for the cop to come through. Just grab the sleeping pills, although we're not going to need them. If you didn't have a bottle, there's a hammer there that you can use, so no fear. You can still pick up that hammer and throw it, and once he comes in, just garrot him. There we go. Or subdue him, whatever you want to do. I don't know why I did that, to be honest. But anyway, pick him up and throw him in the closet, just for those points, of course. And moving on from here, you just go down the hallway, and you seem to be a little bit invisible. Not completely, but mostly invisible through a glass pane door, which is pretty hilarious, but it is what it is. So you can easily see this guard right here and see what he's up to. When he turns, bang, go. You don't have long here, so do it as quickly as possible. Don't pick up anything along the way. Just walk straight down and down the stairs and have a seat there. Subdue that fellow there. Once you've done that, pick him up and drag him down this hallway here. There's a closet just on the side, but be careful, there may or may not be a guy at the end of that hallway. If you've done it exactly the same as I have, more than likely there will not be, so don't be too worried. Now you can go get the barbershop costume, and once that's done, we're pretty much safe and we can't be harmed. Okay, moving on from picking up that, just remember to walk around as much as you can. Don't run in front of Lenny in particular, because he sometimes glitches onto you and he won't stop looking at you, which in turn means he won't come to the barber chair so you can pacify him easily. Wait for his little mate in his jacket to walk in and just garrot him when you can. This is also the same area where you pick up the lighter fluid for the other assassination, so it's imperative that you would come here. You can always electrocute him while he's taking a piss on the wall, but that's really up to you, and it doesn't really matter. When you get the barber suit, you can just walk around freely. So it's very easy. This really, once it's pretty much only getting to the barber suit that's a challenge, and even then that's not much of a challenge. So yeah, you just replace the lighter fluid there, and that will eventually lead to the death of Mason, I believe it is. So for now, Lenny has gone in to get his hair cut, and little does he know he's going to get 2 swift jabs in the right side of his face. And as he does, he falls to the ground like a pile of shit. And you can just leave him there. No one will go in there, regardless. Just no point will they ever find him like that. So don't need to worry about that. As you see here, I just start to dawdle a little. I think I go to investigate if the hot sauce has been replaced. It turns out it has not. And yeah, we just pretty much just have a little bit of a dawdle out here and just pass the time. If you don't want to dawdle, you can just go sit at the entrance holding Lenny, ready to just take off. It doesn't really matter. It depends on what you want to do. Time doesn't affect anything, score or anything like that, so don't be too worried about that. At one point right up here, I'm going to go and get the evidence when I eventually privy to the fact that I want to get good points on these. Yes, so right now, this is the, oh shit, this is the area where you would electrocute him. I took a little bit too long to come down and do it, because this would have killed him a lot faster. You do need the wrench. Luckily the wrench is to the right of the wire, so that's not a big deal. And once you pull the lever on that electrical circuit, it doesn't it's not on a timer. The other ones, like the last mission, are all on timers. That one just permanent, and he'll die eventually. So as you see, I am going to get the evidence now. I finally figured it out. You walk down in the basement again, and you pull the fuse out of the box. Surprisingly enough, not getting electrocuted yourself. I think if I went out the front of my house just then and tried that, I don't think I'd be alive anymore, but sure, I like you, 47. So moving up here, we are going to go and get Lenny and wait by the door as I suggested earlier. Luckily for me, Mason, as I recall, was eliminated during that. So that will conclude part 5, which was mission 9, Streets of Hope and Shaving Lenny. So thanks for watching, and leave a like. Cheers.